When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Could AI help you do more of what you love? Workday is the AI platform for HR and finance that actually knows your business. We help you handle the have-to-dos so you can focus on the can't-wait-to-dos. It's a new Workday.
Where is Daredevil?
I'm right here. Don't miss the return of Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again.
So what's next?
I feel liberated.
We're gonna take this city back.
Over-medicated.
In an all-new season, now streaming only on Disney+.
They're hunting us. It's time we started hunting them.
I can work with that.
This should be tons of fun.
Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again, now streaming only on Disney+.
Hello everyone and welcome to How Are the Podcast. We're in the pub after the game as Sunderland take a 0-0 draw from the game against Manchester United. Feel a little bit disappointed if I'm honest. I feel like we should have won that one. We were brilliant for 90 minutes. Not at any point in that game did Man U have a spell where I thought, yep, they're in the game here. Yet I had to remind myself on the way out the ground that it wasn't that long ago that we were losing to teams in the third tier who should not have been anywhere near the Stadium of Light. So I kind of have to caveat it with that, but still disappointed. First off, we've got Sam with us as always for the PUBCAST. Hello, mate.
Hey, man. It's weird, isn't it? It's like a mix of proud but disappointed. I can't remember a game, never mind a home game, where we haven't got what we deserve, like massively, do you know what I mean? But I think the overriding thing I've got is I was proud of them today. We took the game to them and it was the best I've seen in a long time, especially at home.
Yeah. Also with us is Mike. Hello, mate.
All right, Gav. Right, Sam. Yeah. Echo those sentiments. I was saying to the people around me in the stadium, I actually think that's probably up there, the best performance we've had all season. I actually don't know how the hell we haven't won that game. As you said, start to finish, complete performance, just lacking that goal. But I'm sure we'll get into it with unreal performance. Very happy with that.
Yeah, I am disappointed, but I think in the fullness of time, I'll be quite proud of that performance. I just think we were excellent today. Brilliant. Like, I honestly think Man United turned up and you could tell they were missing a couple of big players. And I said to a lad when I was walking out the ground there, I was like, if we'd played as bad as Man U played today, we'd have lost. So that's maybe why I'm a little bit disappointed. But credit to the boys, like, they were brilliant. I thought, Xhaka and Lefebvre today, the way they just linked up, I mean, they won everything in midfield. Siddiqui was all over the pitch. Hertrauda, considering he's not played since the derby, unbelievable. Robbie, robbed by another shit referee again, constantly fouled yet got nothing.
How shit was he, by the way?
Oh, Atwell.
For 90 minutes,
He's the worst I can remember, mind.
You say that every week, by the way.
No, genuinely. Usually I'm like, I'm angry at how bad he was today. To the point where at the end, when I saw him put his whistle to his mouth, I was like, he is given a penalty, he's desperate to. Yeah, honestly, he was like... I was talking about Brobby. Towards the end, Brobby shrugged off 3 players, could have got 3 fouls, and then he went down, and everyone's clapping, and the referee's running away, giving an advantage signal, which means that he thinks Brobby has made a foul on someone.
It's like Broby's getting sort of... like he's against a different law altogether when he's playing, like as in like he's not getting decisions he should just because he's strong, but he just gets absolutely abused every game by central defenders and he gets nothing. Ridiculous.
It doesn't stop him, mind. It doesn't stop him, which is mint.
Yeah. But even start to finish, there were so many bad decisions by Atwell. I can't nearly pinpoint 1 or 2 that were really bad. It was just constantly brutal throughout the whole game. If I can remember correct, there should have been a penalty at some stage. It was the start of the second half, maybe we should have got one. Was it our first?
Was it handball?
Handball, yeah.
I've seen that. It was Ahmad, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, mate, was still with us. Yeah, Jobby. You've seen it. He says it was a handball. I haven't seen it back yet, but I've seen the screenshot on Twitter. It looked obvious. I mean, Sam showing it now.
His hand is out. We're just looking at a picture of it. Like,
I can't work out with the screenshot whether the ball's pushed his hand out. You know what I mean?
I don't know what the handball rule is anymore because I was watching that game in Europe the other night where because it was his own player that kicked it off him. It wasn't a handball, and I don't even know what the rule is anymore. But
they do.
Yeah. But regardless, I thought we played really well. I mean, if I was going to be really critical of us, we had chances that we didn't take. The Siddiqui one at the start of the game was the biggest. I mean,
you forget about that because it was so early on, but he could have just taken another. He looked like someone who not scored a goal this season, didn't he? And I think
he's got one career goal.
I thought he was superb today, like back to his best, but you could tell it was him in that position. Do you know what I mean? There was no real composure.
I didn't back him really, to be honest. He was going through. I was like, no, I can't see him scoring this. But
I was the same.
At the same time, though, like if that goes in, I honestly think we could have won that 2-3, 4-0 because the floodgates open there, and there was just so many chances at the back. But yeah, no, I just didn't back him because he just doesn't look like a natural finisher whatsoever going through. Like,
just giving it for him. I mean, but in fairness to us, we kept on going. Other chances, there was one from Tolby where he put it just wide, he bent inside. I'm thinking it's on top, especially him.
Keeper didn't move for that. It's my corner, so it's a bit like I don't know how far, but when you say the keeper just looking, it must be close, you think.
Yeah. Brobby had a really good one which the keeper saved. Another great chance.
That's just the only thing with Brobby. Like, sorry, I know I'm interrupting there, but like every 99% of what he does is unreal, but his finishing just at times lacks a little bit. There's a couple of chances he got today where a more clinical striker, we win that comfortably, and it's
got to go in that chance he got on his left foot. Lefebvre's through. He's Premier League. He's got to score. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he did batter their centre halves.
And do you know what I liked? He went for Maguire, which I thought was funny because I was saying to my dad, he's going to go on Martinez. No, he went for Maguire. Maguire did not like that one bit.
And on Maguire, like I went into this game going, I'm going to watch 90 minutes of Bruno Fernandes moaning at the referee. Harry Maguire is twice as much of a moaner than I've seen Bruno in all games. It was ridiculous. He was in Atwell's ear for every single decision. It was so frustrating, and he was nearly like he was listening to him every single time. It was fucking really annoying to watch as well.
And then the other chance, which was the one that hit the post for Trouder. I mean, it was a half chance really because he kind of snatched at it, and he did something which we didn't do enough, and that was shoot. Like it was so many times during the game. I'm just thinking, if I was going to be really critical, I think Enzo and Granit Xhaka around the box, they've got to shoot more, just get shots away, like test the goalkeeper. It took a right back who's never kicked a ball for 2 months to have a bit of a pop. I might sound a bit negative. I just feel like we should have won. I was really pleased with everything today, but we should have won.
They're just always looking for that final ball, aren't they? They're trying to put like that intricate one at the edge of the box into Broby, which is just not really on a lot of the time because the United defenders were kind of crowding the middle of the box well to kind of close up for Broby. But as you said, you need to just and Xhaka can do it. Like we've seen it in his career. He's done it in every team he's at. He can score goals outside the box. He's done it for us against Everton.
I said that I think when we signed him, part of the deal was that he wasn't allowed to shoot anymore, because how can you sign a world-class midfield player who's made a career out of 25-yard rakers in the top corner, and he doesn't do it for us? It's typical Sunderland, really.
The way we play, we're probably holding it up, laying it off. He should have. Do you know what I mean? It should suit him, but he just doesn't seem to ever be in the position, or he's reluctant. And then Lefebvre was the same. Lefebvre had one in the second half where I think he only hit it because everyone was shouting shoot, and he sort of went between like curling and smashing it. It just went wide. But can we talk about Gertruda?
Yes.
Because like, what is the logic between not signing him? What's the logic between not signing? I don't get it.
Well, unless he doesn't want to sign for us. But I mean, I would sign him tomorrow if I could.
If we've got the option, do it and sell him. Because he started against the Mags away, class. And is that his last start since today? Yes. Is his first? Great again. He played 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean? I don't. And when you've got
he was absolutely quality. He was brilliant.
Who can do that in multiple positions? I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to sign him.
And at the same time, I'm not going to bash him, but I thought that maybe the one player for us who I didn't think was great today was Trey Hume. Yeah. And it beggars belief for me that Gertruda can't get in the head of the team of him. Today's performance was just like everything he did with possession, outside possession, going forward, bombing forward, tackling. It was 10 out of 10. He was man of the match for me, him or maybe Siddiqui. And it just beggars belief for me that we can't kind of fit him into the team, especially over the last few weeks where we haven't even been playing that well, where there's opportunities for lads to come in and you just can't get a look in. But like you're saying, Sam, it could be down to maybe has he settled? I don't know if he's maybe enjoying it. There are obviously rumours in January about him going to Liverpool.
That's to be honest, that's what I've been thinking is because he would have gone if Sunderland had sanctioned it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there've been conversations about, look, I'm not staying. Like, do the club know he's not staying? If so, yeah, then I can understand why you would prioritise players who are staying. You know, because you risk pushing Trey Humes knows how to join, who's just signed a new deal. If you're then starting a player ahead of him who he knows is going to leave, we aren't privy to those kind of conversations. No, well, yeah, I don't think anybody was.
I
don't think any of us were expecting him to start, but I'm glad he did because he was bloody brilliant. Like, you know, he played brilliantly, and you know, elsewhere around the pitch, I mean, there wasn't any real surprises with team selection other than that. I think before the game, I was thinking it would be Lefebvre on the left, Diarra back in the middle, and I was guessing Rig on the prediction podcast. I was thinking Rig would come back in, but credit to Labris, like he went with a slightly more attacking team, and I mean the game plan was fantastic. The game plan today was to stifle them. Man U never got a minute's rest. When they had the ball, we were all over them.
They didn't like it either.
The press is brilliant.
They didn't like it. Like Michael was saying earlier, Maguire getting to the ref, Bruno getting to the ref. I was standing in the concourse before the match, looking, and they played a really attacking team. Kobbie Mainoo and Mount behind Fernandes, like in the midfield three. And I think Xhaka and Siddiqui in particular just went for them, and they didn't like it. And that's what we were doing earlier in the season against big teams. You remember we played Arsenal, no one gave us a chance, and we just went for them. I'm not saying we necessarily had loads of chances in the Arsenal game, but we won our individual battles, and that was like a throwback to earlier in the season today, and it was great.
Well, they were missing Casemiro and they were missing Šeško, who have been big players for them this season.
And Xerxes up top, like I would not take him, like even in the Championship
as well in mind. He loved him more.
Alderete got all over him constantly. He just didn't want to know, did he?
I mean, to be fair, when I did see him in the starting 11, I was a bit more confident going into the game because he is just terrible. But
I mean, bring it back again. Sorry, a little bit negative, but they were there for the taking today.
They were 100%. And also, how shit was Ahmad? He needs to leave that club in, man.
He needs to leave. He needs to go to a club which loves him.
I sit right below the away fans that were slagging him off all game. They hate him. Just, you know what I mean?
Ahmad, if you're listening, you know where to go, young'un. Yeah.
Let's get Tony Mowbray on the phone. We'll get him back.
He was talking to our coaches at the end, Ahmad, which is obviously just him saying hello to old friends. But to me, that's him talking to his future employees.
I mean, would you actually be surprised if he came back? I would, really. I think you could see that happening. I don't know what he'd cost. What would it be, 30, 40 mil?
They've got to rebuild a little bit and be ready.
We'll have a better chance than this summer. I don't think, because finally they're on the up again, as shit as they were today. They're on the up again, and Mbeumo is the right winger. All it takes is for them to sign or be sniffing around a young right winger, and his head will turn. He likes a bit of a blackout on Instagram, a bit of a, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mind he's been crap for a while, but I don't mind.
He's doing
it on purpose to say
he wants to go home.
Yeah. I guess elsewhere around the pitch, Robbie, we were talking about him very briefly at the start there. I'm just fed up of refs refereeing him differently. I know we touched on it before, right? But because he's strong, he's judged totally differently to anybody else on the pitch. I mean, there's times where he's got two people hanging off him, and the referee will play on, and then not pull the ball back when we lose it.
But you know what it is? I wouldn't necessarily mind it if it was just let them battle, but he doesn't. If Robbie does half of what the centre-half's doing to him, he gives a free kick the other way. That's what I don't get about it. Let them fight, let them battle. But he doesn't. Do you know? It's every week. You're right. He is being refereed differently.
Yeah, and it's irritating, Mike, isn't it? Because I think if that's, I don't know, Mateta at Palace or Šeško at Man United or Gyökeres, these players they do get refereed completely differently, even though they're a similar kind of striker, I guess, to a point.
And I wonder, is it a little bit of the defenders he's coming up against are sort of getting used to playing against him? They know how to sort of frustrate him or play the referee a little bit as well. But it's just so unfair at times. You just see him, he's actually getting, and as I said earlier, I used the word, he's getting physically abused nearly. They're all over him. They're hands all over him, and he just can't get anything off the ref. And it's literally being punished because he's actually good and he's strong, and it's just ridiculous. And he likes, and like, what's wrong with that? Is that not what you want your centre forward to do? Like, you want your centre forward to hassle and harry a defender, get stuck into him. And yeah, the refs just seem to always go on the side of the defender, and it's getting frustrating at this stage now. We're nearly through the whole season, and I can't remember, say, one decision that he should have got his way in the game. All through the season, it's just 9 times out of 10 it's going against him.
Do you know what I think a lot of it is? It just goes back to the refs being crap. They are so bad that they will panic and give decisions when a player goes down.
It's easier to go for the defender in these situations nearly than.
I also don't think Bobby will go down and chuck himself.
Exactly.
He maybe
he did it once today and didn't get it.
He needs to start doing that, but he likes the battle.
He's too honest nearly, like, for his own good.
Maguire, who's a foot bigger, would go down and the referee would shit himself and give it. It just goes back to the refs being crap, which they are.
Yeah. What do you reckon for Europe then? Is it off now, do you reckon? Because I think we should have won today. We had to win today. I know as it stands, by the way, we are...
The rules weren't.
I actually think in the last 3 games, say before today, our most difficult game was nearly next weekend against Everton, because they're playing really well at the moment. You got to win today. You build a bit of momentum going into the last 2, because it was a 1-1 in the Chelsea game in the end. Yeah, they weren't great, but you'd fancy us against Chelsea at home last game of the season, but yeah, Europe's probably gone. But at the same time, like, it's been an amazing season. I still think people the last few weeks have been reading Twitter, shouldn't really do that, but and other WhatsApp groups that we know about, where there's been a bit of negativity and stuff going on. I mean, you start the season, you say we got United coming into May and we played them off the park for 90 minutes, you'd be thrilled with that. Like, that was like, we sometimes a bit of perspective is needed for how the season's gone.
Talk about perspective. We were doing these pods, Gav, last year, and when we're kind of like, I'm not saying we're through the last games of the season, but
Blackburn
we're preparing for the
Rovers. I
playoffs.
remember being here for Blackburn Rovers with Anthony.
And can you imagine if someone said, this time next year I'm going to be saying, Europe's done on the penultimate home game of the season? Do you know what I mean? Like,
after you should have beat Man United at home.
As good as we've been, perspective's everything in it. It's been a great season.
It has, and hopefully it's not over yet. But we had to win. We had to win one of these games, I think, and it's, we've been a little bit lucky, I guess, to a degree, that the teams around us have also dropped points. The bit I keep hanging on to is that we have to play 2 teams who are in the same battle as us. So if you beat both of them, then you're taking points off teams around you in the table. But I don't know.
Is it down to 9th?
I don't even know, mate. I think it's either. I think 8th is definitely Europa. I think 9th is a possibility. We are
4 points. So.
Yeah. I mean, Everton have still got to play. The Mags have still got to play.
4 points off.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big gap at this stage.
I can't believe we're giving Everton being in 12th. Like at the start of the season, as I said again.
The board.
Yeah,
just get rid.
Anyways, I think that's a good point to leave it. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us tomorrow. Chris and I think Andrew will be joined by Nick Barnes from BBC Radio Newcastle. So make sure you join in for that. Plenty coming up this week, with loads more to come as the season progresses. I think that might be the last pubcast of the season after Chelsea. We'll make sure we'll get a pubcast in. We'll meet back here after that one. Safe trip back Ireland, mate. Are you back tonight?
Tomorrow. So have a night in the beer. Yeah.
Well, enjoy Sunderland, and Sam, goes always to see you, mate.
I'm just going to town, like, not as far as he's going.
Well,
In the rain.
Yeah, in the rain, exactly. Feels on it. Anyways, thank you, everyone. See you later.
From lashes for days with the viral Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara to lift and color from their brilliant eye brightener, Thrive Cosmetics is the go-to for amplifying everyday looks. Plus, every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin. Amplify your everyday. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.